You want to tell us and tell Cameron, tell the world a little bit of about Akuko?
Yeah. By the way, my name is Arinze Prosper Emegoakor. I am the founder of Akụkọ.
Yep.
So Akụkọ means story in Igbo language of Eastern Nigeria. So we make bamboo socks that carry stories that connects African diaspora with the motherland.
Wow.
So what we tend to do is empower and unify the African diaspora, and claim our presence.
Yeah.
We get inspiration from the concept Afrofuturism. Yeah.
Afrofuturism.
Yeah, which
There we
is
go.
that dream world where people of African descent are empowered and celebrated.
Yeah.
But now we take it a little bit further to Afropresentism.
There we go.
Right here, right now.
Oh.
You get me?
Yeah.
So we're here and we want to make our presence to be felt and known.
Yeah.
And also we would like to be seen as contributors, not just benefactors of the society. So that's why
You're a man that feel like you got a really inspiring story, and I feel like you can really change the world, my brother.
oh my goodness. I'm not
But how do you want to change the world?
well,
How do you want to change the world?
how do I want to change the world? A pair of socks at a time, one story at a time, we will start to change the mindset, the narratives, the stereotypes about African people and people of African descent. So it starts from re-educating and, telling the other side of story about us. So that's how I want to impact and change the world.
And we got this segment today.
Yes.
Okay. Where we go around to everybody and we ask, how do you want to inspire future black business owners? By giving them 3 advices, okay? 3 pieces of advice. What 3 pieces of advice would you give to future black business owners?
Dream.
Number 1, dream.
Dream like you're still a child, and no limitation in your dream state. But secondly, learn how to shift from that dream state to reality state. Because at the reality stage is where you think about how am I going to make this dream come true.
There we go.
And then find a team, recognize your strength and find a team of people that can complement, that can support you with there you have weakness. So first dream, get a team and network, be out there speaking. I like to say that your net worth is directly proportional to your network. So when you network right, your network will increase. So people, meet each other, network. Let's do this.
Wow, you're inspiring.
So I'd like you to join me in welcoming Arinze.
Göteborg, good morning. I'll be speaking in English too, because of the same reasons she spoke in Swedish. I want to start by thanking Drifthuset, Yesbox, and Bob for creating this space for us to come together to exchange ideas. I can recall the first time I spoke at a Bob event. It was, I believe, a few months ago in Copenhagen. Thank you. I did not speak. I pitched my idea during the pitching section. It was great. It was also a nerve-wracking experience because I was terrified. I don't like speaking in front of people like this, but I overcame that fear. I'm still nervous though. Please be kind.
It's okay.
My name is Arinze Prosper Emegoakor. I am the founder of Akụkọ. Akụkọ means story in Igbo language of Eastern Nigeria, where I come from. through storytelling, styles, movement, and aesthetics, we want to highlight Afro-presentism, which is the black presence in diaspora. Our vision is actually to empower and unify the African diaspora worldwide. And so that's the vision, and how do we intend to make this thing possible? So we create socks, we make socks like the one I'm having now, and this is our first collection that was inspired by ogene. Ogene is a musical instrument also used to call for gatherings in my village where I come from. So with ogene, we intend to call people to our various platforms where we will start to have conversation and unite simply. These are some of our beautiful designs. And the socks are made in bamboo. So you're looking cool, but you're also thinking about the environment. Apart from the environmental benefits of bamboo, it is also very good for the temperature. It regulates your body temperature. It breathes well. So in cold climate, it's warmer, and in warm climate, it's colder. So that's why we use bamboo. And also we bring communities together through our programs. We organize, let's go back to here a little bit. We organize Black Unity Brunch with the Afro-Svenskarnas Forum for Refugees in Malmö. I think, Heaven, you've been there before, I remember. And I do live storytelling. Why do I do that? Because when I was growing up, I got to spend some time with my grandmother. She used to tell me like stories. And after each story, she would ask me, what have you learned? So story has always been the way we pass down values and morals from generation to generation. So we want to bring that back. And also, you know, I remember what Chimamanda Adichie said about stereotypes. He said, it's not that they are wrong, but it is single story, right? And these single stories create stereotypes. So I believe we are here right now that we are capable of telling our own stories. We are capable of presenting our visions to the world. And this picture is taken from our film shoot. This is behind the scene where we brought our communities together in Malmö. And yeah, Wakanda forever. You know. And where are we now? We have just concluded a very successful crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter. We were actually funded 114% within 28 days.
Wow.
We are building our website since we have the ambition to create a space, web space for storytelling, where we will start to explore the connection between the African diaspora worldwide and the motherland. And we also want to give voice to people. We want to, you know, get the contributors and have them tell the story how they will want in first-person perspective. That's where we are, and hopefully we will be launching second week of August. Our website will be ready second week of December. Thank you. Thank you. It's always good to have someone smart in your team. And about the storytelling, our contributors will come from all over the world. Africa, Jamaica, the United States of America. A few days ago, I had an interview from high school students that found my project on on Kickstarter and wanted to know more, and they wanted to use it as a speech to their class. So it's exciting to see. And so if you have a story to tell or simply have ideas that you think that we can collaborate, please do contact us at info@akuko.com. When I was contacted, yes, I have my business card too here, so we will be sharing it. info@akuko.com. Yes? When Jason contacted me about speaking today or telling my stories, he specifically asked me to talk more about crowdfunding. So I will start with why you should consider crowdfunding. So if you intend to start a business or just want to scale up, I think you should definitely consider using crowdfunding platforms. Apart from the obvious reason of financing your business, you will get market verification. With this, I mean, you want to quickly put your product out there to see if people are actually interested in what you have to offer. So with the information gathered or the reaction you get from the crowdfunding, you are in better position to develop a great product or service. Development and refining of your business idea. Here, to create a campaign on any of these platforms, you will have to be creative, you will have to dig in, and there are a lot of crucial questions that you will need to answer while researching and digging in and trying to create the campaign. You will gain direction, and you will find your own niche in the market. You will definitely get your catchy slogan, and also develop your language and your visual representation also. Kickstarter or crowdfunding as a marketing tool. In our own campaign, we were backed by, our back has gone from 22 different countries. And this happened within few days of our Kickstarter campaign. And you gain automatic international exposure. I'm talking about global exposure with no ad. That's what we did in our own campaign. And then data collection. I mean, you will find out where your customers are from, how old are they, and what product or design that has the potential to become like a bestseller or popular. With all these informations, you can develop an effective marketing strategy. Community building. In this era of extreme individualism, people actually want to be part of something, and they do take pride in feeling like, yeah, I supported this project, I knew when it took off, I'm part of this. So give them that opportunity, give them the opportunity to be part of your idea or your journey. It will be great. And this picture is actually during our campaign, to see how the community came together to support our Kickstarter campaign. Here's my other sister when I went visiting in the States, and she made this Facebook post, and you can see 1K plus reaction. And this is an entrepreneur from Malmo who shared it, and another is a PhD candidate, academician, politician, activist. So this is how the community came and supported my Kickstarter campaign or crowdfunding campaign, if you would like. So, how do you run a successful crowdfunding campaign with zero social media presence 10 days before the campaign. Because we didn't have Instagram account by the time we started the crowdfunding campaign. We were just in the stage of, developing the ideas. And first thing is research, and research again. We spend months researching, like, what is it called? Crowdfunding platforms. We researched and gathered information, and then we used the information we collected and made it our own. We applied it. We researched different platforms that you can crowdfund on. And after the research, the information we got, it helped us to choose the right platform. So we narrowed it down to Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and then we chose Kickstarter. And Kickstarter was great for us. It was very challenging because it's all or nothing. You have to meet your goal or you don't get anything. So we chose Kickstarter, and it proved that we made the right choice. So after all the research, make sure you optimize the use of the platform. Find out how to get on the radar of the stars, to be featured as the project they love, the project that took off. Find all these informations. In our own case, we got funded about 23%, 3 days into the Kickstarter campaign. And we were chosen as a project they love, and that helped us, to get more exposure. Involve your community, Start in good time to talk to people about your intentions and explain to them how all these platforms work. Make them to feel part of it, that you need them to make this a success. Challenges, getting the mindset right, We are proud people, and we see crowdfunding like begging. I recall when Bob attempted, sorry Jason, when they attempted crowdfunding, you were almost apologetic. I don't really like to do this thing, but thank you for the lessons, because I found out that that's how not to do a crowdfunding campaign. So it wasn't a total failure. So I was faced with that challenge too. How will my people think? You want to start a business, but then you're asking people to contribute money. So I have to really get that right. I focused on the benefits to get from, crowdfunding, and the support of my partner too. Always say, yeah, this is good, we should do it. And once I get over that, one of the biggest challenges of people within my network, my friends, my family, they were so unfamiliar with crowdfunding, especially Kickstarter. They don't know what it is, how it works. So if you're planning to do a crowdfunding campaign, think about your phone bill too, because you will be calling a lot of people. You have to explain and explain again. And at some point, we have to be on call with people while they try to navigate the system and finally pledge. So that was one of the challenges we faced during our campaign. So lessons from the journey so far. I'm going to say, dream, just dream without limits. It is very possible. Everything you can dream of, you can visualize. It is possible. You take action. When you take action, things happen. It might not happen the way you have planned, but things do happen. And then make sure you shift from that dream state to reality state. That's when you start thinking about how do I get this thing done? So you break down the steps. Do you need to get some education? Do you need to research? Do you need to build a team? What is it that you require? In our own case, I know we have quite a lot of competence between us, but we found our weaknesses and we knew that we didn't have time, so we had to delegate some of the activities, and our visual representation was very important to us, so we had to get a real film company to do our films. Then talk to people, test the idea with your target group. In my own case, it was when I pitched at both events. I wasn't so sure how my community will respond to what I had to offer, but it was so genuine and powerful. People came to me and, Jason, I remember you said, you played this thing down, but it's going to be the next big thing. And that became my foundation and fuel and energy that helped us to gather momentum. And here we are today, Enjoy the process, after breaking down all these steps, make sure that you celebrate each achievement and just take it easy. Life is not competition, it's just a mission. It doesn't matter when you get there, you will get there anyway. And then expectation of African standard in most African businesses. I don't know why, or people have these stereotypes about how it should look or how it is, So we decided to create a how is the time? Am I okay? I'm a storyteller, so so this is not a speech. I'm just telling my life story. So people do expect us to fail or have low quality. So I decided that if we're going to do this, we are going to develop a product that can compete with any product out there, If you give me the best sauce company in Sweden today, I can compete with that because we are sustainable, we are fun, we have story behind. Focus on the values, not the money. When you create value with something you really love, the money will come afterwards. So there's no losing at the end of the day. Even if your business is not financially successful, this is not the first business I'm starting. So you learn something from it, and you might also inspire someone just because you took action, Because the gap between your dreams and your reality is the actions you take. So start from day one, start from today to take action towards realizing your dreams. So I got this question all the time, why socks? Why socks? You're telling stories, but why socks? Well, apart from the fact that I love vibrant, colorful socks, socks is a very common thing. Everyone owns socks. Is there anyone here that doesn't have at least 10 pairs of socks? Think about it, using something as common and simple as socks as a tool for education, for spreading knowledge, for empowerment, for claiming your presence, for empowering and our identity, showing here I am, So that's why socks. Yeah. No, I'm thinking if there's something. In our own socks too, talking about using socks as a tool to spread knowledge, here is a poem written by a young man in Nigeria. It's going to be on each packet, each pair of socks. Imagine he's sitting somewhere in Africa, but more than 10,000 people will be reading his poem and his name. That is powerful, that is empowering. And the 22 countries or nations around the world that our backers come from, when they get their reward, which is these socks, they will have these stories and information. So that's why we choose socks, actually. Why am I doing this? Okay. This is actually a personal journey. I was born in Nigeria, moved to the Netherlands when I was 19 years old. And as a black man in Europe, I'm 43 years old today, anyway. So as a black man in Europe, I was aware of the stereotypes, you know, the expectations. We are not allowed to make mistakes, and you have to behave a certain way, or you are expected to carry yourself in a certain way. It doesn't mean that I have not made mistakes. I made hundreds of them, but I'm here today, which is good. So I mastered the art of navigating the society unnoticed. I don't want people to notice me, you know, for good reasons or not, or bad reasons, whatever. I'm just like a humble African in Babylon, non-political, just living, you know. And the consequence is that I held back. You know, my identities, my personalities wasn't shining through. And I was actually comfortable and satisfied with that. But the problem is my son, 8 years old kid, he likes to jump around. He doesn't walk in a straight line. And I started projecting my fears because I'm thinking, people will say, he's not raised well, and things like that. So I keep on telling him, Kenji, walk in a straight line, stop jumping, you know, things like that. And he will look at me and be like, you know. So at some point, it was one sunny summer day in Malmo. We had this same encounter, and I started thinking, a child should be a child. I am projecting my fears to him. How can I raise up empowered and free African child in this society if I'm not free myself? So I decided from that very moment that my days of hiding is over. I am here.
Yes.
I am here to claim my presence. And I'm not talking, I want to shout. I want people to know that Arinze Emegoakor lived in Malmo or was here. And I see you, my people. I believe you see me too. Thank you for having me. And if you have questions, please.
Thank you, Arinze. On behalf of Drie Visit and Bob Group, I just want to give you this little token of appreciation. Thank you so much. That was very informative, and I'm thinking I've learned so much.
And one last thing. We are a lot of black people here today.
Yeah.
Which country are you representing today?
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
But I like to have African, Pan-African perspective to everything.
Amazing.
We are one people.
Amazing.
Before everything started.
There we go.
But today, I'm an Igbo man from Nigeria. Dalo.
Thank you, my brother. Thank
Say
you.
Dalo, Dalo.
Dalo.
That means thank you.
Dalo. Thank you.